thought I'd give y'all an update. What's going on around here today is Tuesday. Today's April 14th. So we've currently been in the shop doing some shop work, and we've currently been doing some shop work in the shop, doing some shop work. We got a couple little projects we've been working on. Um, as far as planting goes, we have done some planting, not as much as we would like, uh, not as much as we were hoping for to get done by this time. But we do have we do have a fair amount in. We have around 480 acres of corn in the ground. No. Let's see. We have around 530 acres of corn in, something like that, of corn, and roughly 100 and roughly 170 acres of beans, um, which is pretty good for April 14th, but it's not as much as I want it to. And this plant here is here behind me. This plant here, the 2140s in here right now in the shop. We were just this is what we're mainly using to plant. We all using the drill some, but mainly for the beans. But this is the plant. This is in the corn. We came through here and greased all the row cleaners. You got a grease fit in there, and you got one on the other side over here. Each row cleaner's got two fittings. You got two row cleaners. Each row cleaner on each row, and each row unit has two row cleaners. So you got two fittings. So we did grease them, and you just turn them around and find the fittings, check the bearings and all that's all fine. But we did do that. You just roll them around, and there's the fitting right there. You probably can't see it, but the fittings right there. We did grease them, and there's another fitting right there. We went through and greased all them, and that's the only thing you have to grease on this plane. You have to grease them like every, I think it's like every, we grease ours about 3 times a year. So we've done, so now we're on a rain delay, so we did that, and we'll grease them again the next time a rain delay comes. That's just how we do it. But we don't use these things a whole lot. I mean, they're the kind of option that we wanted, but we don't use these things a whole lot. They're clean sweep hydraulically, so we don't really use these much, but we will use them more when we get to our wheat stubble. We'll use this rig, and we'll use that. We will use our this rig then for our wheat stubble. And that's when the row cleaners will shine, because I'm not sure. We got that new drill this year, and I'm not sure that new drill is going to be able to puncture through the wheat stubble. So we may go back to using this planter. We'll just have to see. But that's what's going on with the planter. Nothing really. Everything's working pretty well with it. Everything's working pretty well with it. And we got our new Tusk machine combine in. This is a 2018 8240. I think I'm going to show you all that. This first off here, we got different spinners. We got the spinners back into the weld tail we had before, which we wanted these because this combine only has 270 hours, I believe, on it. Not a lot, but we ended up getting these weld tails on here because what we had before was called a weld tail, and that's actually a more expensive option than these. But these are the spreaders. But we had more trouble with the weld tails breaking and cracking. We had to have on the last 2 machines we've had that trouble. So the one we had before them 2, we had the spreaders and having any trouble. So we went back to the spreader on these, which is not expensive. It's not as expensive option, but that's all right. Hopefully it does it. Hopefully it spreads it out better. And we were having trouble with the weld tail, and you get full, you stop in the cornfield, and it mounds up big stalks of corn, mounds up big piles of corn, the big cobs and all that junk comes out the back, and then it's 2 foot thick, 2 foot tall up on when you stop. When you have the 18-row header on there, and that makes it hard for the no-till drill to go through or something like that. So we decided to. When we noticed now with the drill, we having trouble going through those spots, and we're going to stand a week. So this is hopefully going to be better. We don't want this bunch up. It'll keep spinning and spread it out. So yeah, we got that. We got the big tires on these. These are big, low pressure, low PSI tires. Help with compaction. Firestone tires. These tires are brand new because the customer that traded this coming in, was a 1-year-old combine they were in, and they want to keep their tires. So we had them, and we in this combine had how many tires on it. So we had the option to get what tires we wanted on it. So we ended up getting these tires. These are the low low placement. They're not they low footprint tires. What they're Firestone tires. So these tires are actually brand new. A couple of things to come on has a quick sight, and it's got the this can come out here at the independent cross auger suspension, which we never had before. So that'd be kind of interesting. Of course, it's got the folding auger again. It's got the folding folding grain tank we didn't have on the other two machines. We don't have on the last machine we had a little before, and when you get that and you don't have it, you miss it. So we wanted that, so we got that. Bigger grain tank. This one got a 410 bushel grain tank. Other than that, everything's pretty much the same. Got the tracks. It's got different. This has a little different. This has a different style track. You can't really see, but it has different style track level. The new style track level is probably better. And so yeah, that's that. The 40 series overall is a little bit better machine than the 30 series. We hope so. Of course, we did get our new draper head to go with this, so we'll have a 40-foot draper. A new 40-foot draper. So we'll run our 40-foot header on and a 40-foot draper head on this, and 18-row McDon header on this. We'll run a 40-foot draper McDon draper head on this, and 18-row corn head with the 30 feet. So this tractor, the plant, just to pulling this planter. 290 Magnum, we greased all it. You got the grease pittings down through here, which y'all probably can't see because you got a flashlight. But you got all the grease fittings on the front end of the tractor. We grease those. Probably grease them every 10 hours, but we don't. We grease them more like every. We ran all week there and only got and greased them, so that's good. Sprayer is here. It's just sitting there always. It's just in here because they said probably getting under like 33 tonight, so we didn't want to freeze because it got some chemical on it because we never did get the chemical off because. We never got all the chemical off this because it started raining and we never got done. But yeah, the other side of the planet here, the other side of the planet, other than that's pretty much ready to go again. But that's the kind of update what's going on around here. We've had about 3.5 inches of rain, so it's going to be a little while before we get back to planting, doing any kind of field work. We got most of the burn down. We got all the burn down for corn done, except for 2 farms, and one of them is that's about 300 acres between the 2 farms. And hopefully I get that done within the next couple. When soon as it dries up, I hope to hit that, and that'll take a day and a half, a lot of moving around. So hopefully get that done fairly quick, and then jump on the bean burn down and get the rest of the bean burn down done. What we haven't got planted. Jump on the bean burn down, that should take about 2 days, and then all the burn down will be done, except everything. Then everything will be sprayed down. Everything will be sprayed down. It's like not in wheat. So we have roughly quite a bit of wheat this year. Probably the biggest wheat crop we ever had. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. If it's like it was last June, that's gonna be a bad thing because it rained every day. And it's going to be tough to get it out. But if it's in somewhat of a normal June, which usually was hotter and drier, then it should be okay. We can get the weed out in roughly probably, I'm hoping 8 or 9 days. We have about 900 acres of wheat, so I'm hoping we can get that out within a week's period. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we can get it out within 7 to 8 days. We can get it out. Most of it's in big fields, so I'm hoping. We get that done fairly quick, the wheat, and then all that, and then when we have roughly 700 acres of corn left to plant. We have 700 acres of corn in the ground. I said 5. I think we got 700 acres of corn in the ground. We like about 700, and then we like about probably 285, 300 acres, about 290, 300 acres of beans that are in the bottom. That we know for sure is going to beans. And then we got another probably 50 acres, 60 acres that is probably on corn. The rotation would be for corn, but the corn market has kind of tanked. And of course the bean market's tanked too, but the bean market hasn't tanked so bad as the corn market because all the oil and all this coronavirus and the oil price, oil war and everything is kind of affected the market, but it's kind of affected the market more on the corn than it has the beans or the wheat. The wheat's actually not a bad price. We sold some wheat for really good price. You can get $6.50. You can get $5.90, $6 for wheat. Last time I checked the local elevator. That was last week. But anyway, so we did kind of to knock off about 150 acres of corn that went to beans, and now we're considering if this bottom don't dry out, which it may not till it may not dry out till June or something, then we may switch it to beans, back to beans because of the prices and because of the prices and because of the weather and the time. So I don't know. That's just what we're thinking about doing right now. I mean, but basically we have 700 acres of corn in the ground. We're for sure going to plant another 700 acres of corn, give us 1,400 acres of corn, and then we're going to possibly on the last 50 acres be flip-flop between beans or corn. It depends on how much the weather does. And then we got the 900 acres of wheat, which will have to be all double crop beans, and then we have 170 acres of beans already planted. So, yeah. So we got a lot to do, which we've been getting a lot done. And we did have to spray some of our wheat with the airplane, to put the last shot of nitrogen on the wheat because about half the wheat because we couldn't get all sprayed over because of the ground was too wet, and then when it dried up, we ended up spraying corn burned down. So we ended up having an airplane come in and spray the last 400 acres of wheat because we put 2 shots of nitrogen on the wheat basically, and we ended up putting the last shot on. We did all the first time without a ground sprayer, and the second time we did half of it.